What is up, Esports Racing Network? I'm your host, Luke Smith, here with the Wheel to Wheel F1 Series. We are here in Japan for round 2 of 14. I am up in the booth by myself tonight. SP broke his Xbox, um, and he will not be able to race tonight, and he will not be able to join me up here in the booth as we get round 2 underway with qualifying. You guys see 16 minutes. The field is small this weekend. We only have 10 drivers racing. Could go up to 11 if we see Yen join in at some point tonight before the race starts. But yeah, we're in qualifying. Last week we saw the reigning champion Zig win the race barely over his ex-championship rival clean. They both got by Kiwi, who got a last lap penalty, a 3-second penalty for track limits. Kiwi not racing tonight. But Icy is racing tonight, and we're going to go into this race from last season. Icy should have won this race last season, got tagged from Tycho on the last lap for the lead, which allowed Zig and HG to go around 4 wide on the last lap in the S's, and Zig would end up winning that race. Or sorry, Tycho would end up winning that race. No penalty issued for it. So I guess they didn't see it the same way that I saw it, but either way, we have 15 minutes left here in practice. Looks like Zig had the pace to beat. So the first driver that's going to complete a lap here is going to be the RB of Meso. SP, usually his teammate this season, not going to be able to race here. Meso did score points last week, so we'll see what kind of lap he can do. Obviously a purple first sector. Into the final corner. Seemed pretty steady through there. We saw 128s being the top step in practice. That's a 131.1 for Meso. Next up, here comes Shout, 130.3, and then Heavy Chalice does a 129.2, a second faster than Shout. So as we move along, you see a couple other drivers out there on out laps. The next one to complete a flying lap is going to be Andre, who jumps in front of his teammate of Shout by about a second up to P2, about 3/10 behind Heavy Chalice. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my headset. It sounds a little weird. Either way, we're still going to have a fun race here now. 13 minutes to go. I think up next is going to be one of these Ferraris which set the pace. Yes, looks like it's going to be Zig, who set pace in practice with a 128.6. Fastest first sector by a couple of tenths. Not much over Chalice. We'll see what he can do in the second sector. This corner really critical for exit speed. Got decent exit speed. Got to keep it right on that white line. Got to arc it in. And then this hairpin, which is, in my opinion, one of the hardest on the track. Comes out of the corner, and his lap is invalidated, so I think he did that in the hairpin, which I did say was hard. Not good for Zig. Doing this lap on mediums. Here is Yeti coming up next. He is on a valid lap in his new Kick Sauber car. Jumps to P4, 130.9, 6/10 behind Shout, and about a second and a half off a pole. Icy purple middle sector in his Ferrari. He set the second best time. It was a Ferrari a front row sweep. We'll see if he can back that up here in the first lap of qualifying. Comes to the line, goes to the top, 1:28.2. 1 second and 1/1000th quicker than Chalice. Up next to the line is Days in his new Red Bull seat. He's going to set a competitive lap time, probably up there near the top 5 once everyone sets one. We'll see what he can do. Oh, and then you see the lap car, not really a lap car, but the slow car, the Mercedes of Clean. Trying to get out of the way. There's a couple of cars trying to get out of the way. I think that was the Williams of Shout as well. Ooh, you see the rear end really wiggling around there on Days' car, trying to keep it within the lines. Ten minutes left here in qualifying, and half the grid has set a lap. We're still waiting on heavy hitters, Zig, Clean, and INF to set laps. Looks like a Mercedes is around. That might be an Alpine. Yeah, it was. It was Chalice. Let's watch onboard with Dave, see how he comes through the final sector. You see this corner flat out. It's going to be interesting to see how drivers go side by side through there. Got to hit these curbs perfectly, which he does. Gets a good line on exit, comes to the line, and puts his Red Bull up and into the 5th place position with a 1:30.8. About 4/10, 5/10 almost off of the Williams duo in 3rd and 4th. This is going to be the man to watch. Clean did not set a good pace in practice because he ran only on hard tires. This is his first lap competitively on soft tires, and he ran wide there. Somehow it didn't invalidate. We'll see if he has problems like that further on in the lap. You see that Mercedes has so much grip, it just sticks to the track. Look at the way he's maneuvering the front of that car. Purple first sector. Oh, you see the rear snap a little bit there, but the car has so much front downforce. Into this kind of long right-handed sweeping corner, which you could take full speed. Unfortunately, this track only has one DRS detection zone, which is on the first straightaway at the finish line into turn 1. Let's see what kind of time Clean posts in the middle sector. Will it be purple? Better than Icy? Yes, it is. It's purple to 1:12.2 so far. He has about 13 seconds to make up in the final sector. See how he gets through this section. Oh, and he almost cut it right there. Good grip. Here he comes to the line in his Mercedes. He goes P2. 7/10 behind Icy. Clean finished second last week, currently sits second in qualifying in the second race of the season. Bunch of 2s there for him. Maybe he should switch his number to 2. I mean, it's already 12. Here's the man to watch. Set the pace in qualifying. Already a second up on what Clean ran in the middle sector. He comes to the line in his brand new Ferrari, and he sets a 1:28.0, 2/10 clear of his teammate Icy. Ferrari 1-2 as we have 6.5 minutes left to go. Last big hitter to go is INF, but I feel like Icy can pull 2/10 out of the bag. Can Clean pull 7/10 out of his? I don't know. that midfield battle looking really spicy. The two Williams close to each other, that Alpine kind of close to the front three, and then Meso, Yeti, Days having their own little battle back there. Get on board with Yeti, who's going to try and set another competitive lap. Let's hop on, yeah, with Yeti. Let's actually get on board with him and see what he can do. You see, taking all the curb there, almost in the grass. Not really the best first sector for the man in the Kick Sauber. See how the middle sector goes. You see the car has a lot of grip. Looks like it almost has too much grip, as it looks like maybe it's turning too much. We'll see his middle sector time. The fastest was a 1:11. He sets a 1:12.9. He is 6/10 up on his personal, which would put him up in the 6th and separate the two Williams. We'll see as he comes into the final kink and into the final corner in his brand new team, which won the championship last season. By the way, he comes to the line, puts it up in P7, only jumps one spot. Lost 3/10 in the last sector. Running a lap now, Meso. That's SP's teammate. SP, unfortunately, again, not with us. Icy has retired from the session in the pit lane. He's not going to be able to set another lap to challenge his teammate Zig. Going to be between Zig, Clean, and INF, in my opinion. But somebody could pull a shocker. We'll see as we have 4.5 minutes left. Look at the speed. That was nice speed through there for Meso in the RB. First sector, he's up 3/10 on his personal best, which would put him around the Days area. I don't like how this sounds. Let me try and fix this. Sounds weird. Maybe that'll sound a little bit better, possibly. If it doesn't, oh well. But you see Meso. Maybe I have to turn the game volume up, so you guys can actually hear it. Well, Meso abandoned his lap, did not go any faster in his RB. You see drivers coming out for their last runs. Here is the Season 1 champion of INF in the Aston Martin. There are also some records on the line. Malukas has the most wheel-to-wheel racing wins in the F1 series of all time, sitting at 6. Zig is tied with him at 6. If Zig wins tonight, he sets a new record, and that would be absolutely amazing for him. But we'll see what INF can do. He's only raced a few laps on this game. Take that into consideration. This game, not just this track, this game. We'll see what he can do as he comes around the final corner to start his flying lap. We're going to stay on board with him and see where he gains pace and how his sectors match up to Zig. 2 minutes, 22 seconds left. INF really throwing that thing in there, trusting that it has the grip. You can see that Aston Martin has so much speed, so much grip. Just look at the way the car is almost porpoising back and forth as he throws it into the... Oh my God, he threw it into the corner. Purple first sector. See what he can do in the middle sector. Obviously, it's a little damaged by that hard send into the corner. wide through there. Didn't trust the grip through there. Here he comes to the timing line in the second sector. Where does he match up to the top couple of drivers? He's about a second behind. That would put him maybe up into P4. INF, the Season 1 champion. He invalidated in the final corner. He's going to have to push again out of the corner to try and set another lap. The two Williams are on the track. Clean is on the track. Zig's on the track. The only ones not going to set another lap are Yeti and Meso. It's, oh! And INF has crashed hard in the concrete wall. INF out of the session, going to start from the rear in P10. We're going to get on board with Clean, who's going to set his last flying lap. He's 3/10 up on his lap. That will not challenge Zig for the pole. He needs to pick it up in the middle and final sector. And knowing Clean, he's going to give it everything he's got. He left the Aston Martin team, joined the Mercedes team, left INF, who was his teammate. What does he have left in this Mercedes? We have a couple of drivers who are going to set it. He's up 8/10 through the middle sector. That puts him directly on par with Zig for pole position. He just has to get through this final kink. Good. He does. Into the final corner. He takes all the curbing to the line. Clean to pole. 127.9. Takes it by a 10th over Zig. But let's not count out Zig because he can still set another lap. Andre's lap is over. He's not going to improve. Chalice overshoots the braking zone, but he can still set a competitive lap. We'll see if Chalice can jump up a couple of spots. No, he's not going to improve. Here comes the Race 1 winner, the Season 2 champion, and Clean's main championship rival. He comes to the line. Can he overtake Clean for pole? He does! It's Zig on pole and Clean second. Zig by 3/10 over Clean. Icy third. Chalice fourth. Andre and Shout fifth and sixth. Yeti seventh. Meso eighth. Days ninth. And INF at the back of the field. What an incredible qualifying session. And it's the two championship protagonists, two championship rivals from last season as well. They're 1 and 2. Well, I'm not here with my buddy SP like usual, so I'll get to make the picks by myself. Well, SP just texted me and said that he picks Zig to win. I think that's a good pick. I was going to pick Zig to win. But now I don't think I can pick Zig. I'm going to go with Clean for the win. SP picked the winner correctly last week. It was Zig. I picked Kiwi, and he was leading on the last lap and got a penalty, so we'll see how it works out. They're not going to roll this until 11:07, so they're going to wait a couple of minutes here. If you guys are here, I see we have 7 viewers right now. Let me know in the chat who you guys think is going to win this race, because I think we might be in for a pretty good race here. In Japan. Well, hopefully this time around the 5 red lights don't glitch out and say Tyler's leader for the first 2 laps. But as we sit here, we still have 3 minutes left. We have 10 drivers, so everyone is confirmed points unless they DNF. Now, red flags are on, safety cars are on. This track last season, like I mentioned early in the stream, we had Tycho bump into Icy, which opened the door for Zig and HD to come through 4 wide to try and win this race on the last lap. Overall, at the end of the race, it was Tycho who ended up winning it. HD second, Zig third, Icy fourth. Now, Icy does have that pace, obviously, but it is a new game. He did qualify, I think, up there in third. So we'll see what happens. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens because there are so many unknowns. INF didn't even get to set a competitive lap. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We got 2 minutes left on the timer, 2.5 minutes left on the timer as we wait for this to count down for us. And I don't have SP in here to tell me when it's going to count down, so I'm going to have to do the math myself. But yeah, SP picked Zig. I picked Clean. They've been battling for championships for the past 2 seasons. We'll see if they can battle for the win here in race 2 of the season, just like they did last week in Australia. We have about roughly a minute. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. I'll do SP's little plug here. Please subscribe and follow the Esports Racing Network Instagram page where we post memes and a bunch of crazy cut screams and a whole bunch of crazy things we encounter while playing through some games here on the Esports Racing Network, mostly the Wheel-to-Wheel F1 series. But yeah, we now have about 30 seconds until we start the timer. So they're going to roll it at 11:07, which is in 2 seconds. Now it is 11:07, which means we have 30 seconds left in the countdown. So yeah, we're here in Japan for round 2 of the season. Going to try and figure out if Zig can break the wins record, if Clean can come back at Zig. We'll see what happens as we near the 5 red lights. Should be on here any second now. And here we go. The 5 red lights are on ahead of the second race of Season 3. It is lights out, and we're underway in Japan. Zig is spinning the tires, so is Clean. Icy did not get away well. Back behind them, Chalice is under attack from both of the Williams as we head into Turn 1. It's Zig, Clean, and Icy through Turn 1. All through cleanly, and the rest of the field also gets through cleanly. All 10 of them snake up through the S's. You see Clean already pressuring Zig, who got away well, but severely spun the tires, could have damaged him. You saw how much tire smoke was coming off. Clean is coming already as we head into the second sector. Could he make a move? No, he's going to wait. There's the possible race strategies powered by Amazon. You can do a 1-stop on the mediums. You can do a 2-stop on the mediums and switch to a hard. See a lockup from the 3rd place Ferrari of Icy. Back behind them, Meso and Days swapping positions in the 2 Red Bull powered cars. We're here in Japan, the home of Honda. The up front Clean, not wasting any time trying to put pressure on his championship rival. Here he comes with the run. There goes Clean to the inside of Zig. Clean takes the lead. Zig is going to have to fall in line, try and pull his teammate Icy with him. Chalice is hanging on to the back of this group. The 2 Williams battling for the 5th place position, but Clean leads lap 1 from the 2nd place starting position. And Zig moves out of line to break the draft from his teammate. See the 2 Ferraris losing a little time to Clean. This is shocking, especially with the pace Zig showed. They're already 8/10 behind Clean. And Clean is doing that on raw pace. He has full ERS. Chalice keeping up. See the 2 Williams together there. Yeti stuck behind him. INF, who started last, up to 8th, trying to get up there, trying to get a podium. Oh, Yeti with an aggressive move to get to the outside of Shout. Gonna try and cross him over, but Shout trying to push Andre to pick up the pace. Clean out to 1.1 seconds. Zig falling off a little bit. Not really what he wants to see. You see INF pressuring Shout for the 6th place position. There goes Yeti to the inside of Shout, but backs out of it. Shout using his ERS. Ooh, INF and Yeti make contact. INF goes off in the grass, but keeps it in the lines. Meso is trying to go back by him, and he does. Zig caught up to Clean a little bit on the front straightaway, had to use some of his ERS to get there. Clean used some of his as well. He saw what was happening. Icy using his as well, so is Chalice. Looks like Yeti might have had an incident. Yes, he did, and a virtual safety car. There's no front wing on that Stake F1 car. Kick Sauber. Yeti has to come to a stop. Maybe there was a little contact with INF. Maybe he was going up to show his displeasure with INF right there. I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, Yeti did push INF off into the grass. This helps Clean because he's usually really good at these restarts. Zig, who's said multiple times he hates restarts. See what happens. Virtual still out. This is a pretty long virtual safety car, especially for only one front wing. Something this has done is allowed everybody to charge up their ERS. Zig is the one who charged it up the most. We'll see what happens. Zig got a decent restart, but he's out of DRS. Clean, who left the Aston Martin team. Oh, you see the rear step a little bit there. Yeti comes in. Look at them replace the front wing on that car. Really zoomed in like fucking NASCAR on Fox. God damn, zoom out a little bit, please. Damn. INF and Meso swap positions back here for the 7th place position. INF moving up. Ooh, a lockup from Chalice right there. Saw the right front lockup. Andre under fire from Season 1 champion INF, who's trying to go around his outside. Both of these cars Mercedes powered, and INF powers to the inside, pushes Andre off the track. Meso waiting in the wings. They're still side by side. Andre trying to get that slipstream. He gets it, moves back to the outside. Going to challenge INF into this full speed corner. He goes off the track though. INF gets loose. Oh, Andre goes deep to chop off INF's run, but INF gonna get a big run out of the final corner. He's gonna bring Meso with him. Here comes Meso to the inside. Where does INF go? There's no hole for him. Meso gets a 2 for 1. INF gets by Andre. Andre loses 2 spots in 1 corner. Back up front, the top 3 still pretty much together now. They have the DRS train, so maybe they won't have to use the ERS. How does... Ooh, that might have been a warning right there for INF. You saw he ran a little wide. INF in this heated battle in the back half of the pack. He wants to get by Meso. They've fallen to 4.1 seconds behind Shout battling. Here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. There he goes to the inside. Meso gives him room. INF up to 6th. Meso coming back at him though. Don't count him out. Down the long straightaway. Not close enough. Going to be open for Zig. He's coming with the big run. Will he make a move into turn 1 on Clean? Yes, he will. There he goes to the inside. Clean doesn't back out of it, but Zig takes the lead. These two have battled respectfully for the past 2 seasons, and they battled for championships. Zig has come out on top. Can Clean maybe change the narrative and come out on top and maybe try and win the championship? Top 3 still together. Icy waiting in the wings. Clean coming with a run. Way too far back to make a dive. You would need the Ricardo 2018 dive bomb moment to get there. See all 3 leaders all together right there. INF did get by Meso, and he is chasing down Shout. Here comes Clean with a run, but he's going to wait for the DRS on the front straightaway to make a move. I'm going to get on board with Icy to see this move come to fruition, because Icy could be waiting in the wings if something happens in turn 1. There goes Clean. You see him make the move to the inside. Zig backs out, unlike what Clean did on the last lap, and Clean back to the front. Oh my goodness, Icy, what a save. Zig falling off a little bit. He knows Clean is pushing right now. Clean using his ERS to try and pull away. Zig is saving his. Do we think Clean can win this race? I picked him. SP picks Zig. I think it's very much possible for Clean to win this race. He just has to get the proper strategy. Here comes Zig back at him. You see how much it's closing on the timing chart on the left. Not enough to make a move now, but it will be close enough on the front straightaway. Icy back there, still back there, not going to be close enough to make a move on these two as they fight. But here comes Zig. Zig will move to the inside. Zig will take the spot back. It's like a, I don't even know what to call this. They just keep going back and forth. It's like a little game. INF and Meso battling. INF gets back by the Racing Bull. This is the corner right here where we saw serving cone spin out last season and cause mayhem for a one-lap shootout. Look at this top three. I know a certain somebody is really happy that both Ferraris are up here. Saw the lockup from Clean right there. Locked up the left front. Got to be careful. We're going to do this. No you. On the front straightaway as Clean is going to get the run on Zig and try and pass him back. Oh, he's a little further behind this time. He might have to use some ERS to get there. You see he's closing. It's going to be a late lunge this time if he chooses to make the move, but he just pulls up to the rear gearbox. Sits behind him. So we'll see what happens. You see Chalice back there in a world of his own. INF still fighting Meso and Andre, and Shout has actually pulled away from them. That's a little shocking. This race so far has been entertaining. Probably going to split these guys up during strategy, which will be a little unfortunate. Any of the top three can win this. I could argue even Chalice could win this if it falls the proper way. Oh, yellow in the second sector. I think that's a Williams. Yes, that's Andre, who is battling with Meso and INF. He must have locked the rears or something. Well, here comes the switcheroo for the lead. It's going to be Clean this time going after Zig. Clean got through there better than Zig. Zig compromised the entry for the exit, and it didn't work because Clean got a better corner. Clean's already making the move before we even get to the finish line. There he goes. Back to the lead. Outstanding racing from these top three. They're just playing the games with what they have. They're all pretty equal on pace. We're almost halfway already through this race. See Clean putting a little gap on these guys, maybe pushing a little bit. Here's the bridge. No one really seems to know that Japan does have a bridge. It goes over right there. It's almost a figure eight if a sixth grader drew it. Somebody who's, I feel like Icy wants a little redemption from last. Oh my goodness. Looked like he was going to overshoot the corner. I guess he lagged. Yeah, he's lagging a little bit, as we can see him back there. We know he's just waiting to pounce on these guys, just waiting in the wings. What I'm going to be interested to see is when they're full on the ERS, when they're on the worn tires, when they have the DRS open, who has the most pace? Is it the Ferrari? Is it the Mercedes? Who knows? But Zig is so far behind, he might not be close enough. No, he's not to make a move down in turn one. First person to play strategy is Chalice in the Alpine. He pulls into the pit lane. Let's see what he puts on the car. He puts on hards from mediums. He's doing a one-stop. Does that trigger the pit stops for maybe the Ferrari bunch? They're going to have to either back up Icy or pit on separate laps if they don't want to double stack. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we'll see what happens. There's Clean, there's Zig, there's Icy. I think Clean DNF'd in this race last year, so could be looking for his first win at Japan. And remember, like I mentioned earlier, there is history on the line. The all-time wins record is on the line if Zig can get it done. It would be his 7th career win. He would break the tie with Malukas. As Zig comes into the pits just... Oh, and he locks the tires and almost gets into the wall. So now that's going to leave Icy to push and try and keep up and pressure Clean so he can maybe enter the pits with him. But Zig pulls the trigger. He's the first to make the move of the first few. He goes to hards. It's a one-stop. He came out in clean areas. 4 seconds to Meso and INF. Something must have happened to Icy because he's lost 3 seconds to Clean. I don't know what happened to Icy. Must have got loose, had to save and correct the car. He's 2.3 behind Clean now. Is it a 2-horse race to the finish? We're going to see after the pit stop. Will Clean enter the pits this time, or will maybe he try and stretch these mediums and see if he can get a better end to the race on new hards? We'll see. This Mercedes has shown pace and speed. Will he come to the pits this time and cover off Zig? Yeah, he does. He'll obviously lock the tire so he doesn't speed. Does not speed. Icy comes in. He doesn't speed either. Will Shout pit, or will he take the lead and become the first driver not named Icy or Zig to, or Clean to lead a lap? Yes, he does. So Clean's coming out. Where does he come out in relation to Zig? We're going to get on board with Zig as he's coming out of the pits. He beat Icy out by a long margin. There's Clean, who merges right in front of him. So the undercut did not work for Zig, and now Clean has an extra lap fresh on his tires. And Zig's going to have to push here to catch up and stay in the DRS. Clean is in the DRS of Meso and INF, and they're racing for position. They're just not going to get out of the way. INF has a ton of respect for Clean. He might get out of the way, but Meso is fighting for something here. There goes Clean to the outside of Meso. Meso keeps it on the inside. It almost goes in the grass to not hit him. Oh, INF blocks the tires, goes off the track. That allows Clean to go through. Zig goes through, so does Meso. Clean is flying. Zig is trying to get through. Meso moves over into the grass. Zig back onto the podium. He's 1.3 behind Clean, though. He needs to figure this out. Back behind him, INF with a late lunge on Meso. Gets that position back. INF and Meso now enter the pits. They battled into the pits. Oh, Meso almost sped. See, Shout is in, so now it's Clean, Zig, and Icy back 1, 2, 3. Andre, who was the first to pit, leapfrogs a couple of cars, goes up to... Actually, he did not pit. Sorry, that's Chalice. So he's not going to leapfrog anybody, and he'll actually still be sitting at a league of his own. And like I said, pit stops are going to determine this race. Could that have determined it with not lap traffic, but traffic? Because Zig is out of the DRS, and it's going to be hard for him to catch back up. The pace is so even. Here's Yeti back at the back of the pack. He's just trying to, he's hoping for a safety car. See, this is interesting. These are the games they're playing right here. Clean has no ERS. Zig is saving his little bit and pacing to close in. This is setting up to be one of those finishes where Zig sits behind and just waits and waits and waits for his opportunity to pounce. Icy's pretty much out of the picture unless we get some type of safety car, and we could because 4 of the back 5 drivers are in a battle right now. Clean put a little time on Zig there, put about a 10th on him. Now they're both pretty much saving. We'll see what happens. Zig closed in a couple of tenths there, but locks up the left front again. He's using those hard tires. He wants to get there. He wants to maybe... Could we even fathom a perfect season? Could Zig win every race this year? He's within DRS. Let's see, Clean got through the middle speed corner much better in that Mercedes. The Ferrari did not have what Zig was looking for through there, but he's closing on Clean. Both of them still saving. Maybe this older hard kick it in right now. He's within DRS in the detection zone, so he's going to open it here, and the battle is back on. Zig sets the fastest lap as well. We're coming to 10 to go. We're right now at 12, so we're closing in on that final stretch. We're more than halfway through. Days yet to pit. Andre yet to pit. They're stretching those hards as long as possible. Zig has fallen out of DRS in the first sector. Both of them, though, have pretty much 100% of their ERS. They're not really keen on pushing. You see, again, a left front lockup for Zig. Zig back within the DRS range, though. He can only get to about 8 tenths before he starts to fall off. He's so good through the middle sector, so good through the final sector, but Clean just ekes it out in the first sector. There's a hell of a battle going on between INF and Meso, but I just don't want to turn off this battle for the lead. There's the detection point, so Zig will get that DRS on the front stretch. He's just not as close as he needs to be to try and pass Clean, and he's not trying to take the slipstream either, but now it's within 6/10 of a second, and this is as close as he's been. Andre comes in for his final pit stop of the race. Will Days follow? Yeah, Days is coming in. See, this first sector, Clean is just so good through the first sector. The car has so much downforce through those S's. You see the smoke back there, so I assume Zig did lock up again. Will he lock up here? A little bit. You saw a little puff. He's back out of the DRS, but we're in that middle sector where he likes to close in. In the middle sector, this is his least efficient corner, in my opinion. But he looked like he got through there pretty good. His Clean ran it kind of shallow. Got on the curb. Uh-oh, here comes Zig. This is as close as he's been in this sector, in this section. We'll see what happens as we go through this final kink. Zig ran it a little too deep as we come to the straight. 10 to go. What does Zig have? Got to push here just a little bit just to close up. This is where, oh, left front lockup. Just look at how Clean's car flows through here. Look at how smooth. Look at that. That was the best Zig got through the first sector, though, because he's still within 0.8 of a second, and we're in his best sector, the middle sector. This is where he always locks up, and he does once again. But it allows him to close in. He's wearing these hard tires out, and that's where they perform best. Zig is a smart race car driver. He's a champion. He's the reigning champion, and he's trying to catch Clean. He knows what he's doing. I don't doubt that he can't do it. And if you doubt Zig right now, I doubt you. Because look at how close Zig is. This is as close as he's been. He's at 0.7 of a second. He sets the fastest lap of the race. He has the DRS open, but he's saving the ERS. He's not ready to make a move. We ran wide there. He might be getting close on penalties. I've never seen Zig get a penalty, so he has to be careful. Saw Clean's rear step out a little bit on him there. It's showing on the timing screen. Yellow in the first sector. Think the Alpine Chalice is around. Yes, he is. He hit the wall, broke his wing. Somehow that did not result in a safety car or a virtual safety car. He comes back onto the track in front of a couple of cars. Lucky to stay ghosted. That's very unfortunate. He had a great race going. Now, I'm going to give a little shout out to my friend Jack right now, who I'm sure is probably rooting for the Mercedes. Not really looking at my phone. Don't know if he's texted me. Nick and SP, they're in the chat as well. I don't know who they're rooting for. I think SP's rooting for Clean. But, I mean, we're on for another fantastic battle between these two drivers. They are just giving it everything. 8 laps to go, and Zig is within 0.3 of a second. He's as close as he's been. Oh, Clean kind of ran wide there. Zig is there. This race is either going to be chaotic or chill, and I don't think we're going to get the middle or the ladder. This is going to be chaos between these two. They've gapped Icy. They're 7.5 seconds ahead of him. What does Zig have up his sleeve? Another left front lockup, apparently. And a retirement, it's Chalice. He retired in the pit lane, though, so it will not result in any type of race-altering safety car. Sorry, I had a hiccup. Drink my vanilla Coke, not sponsored anyway. Zig might be close enough to make a move on the front straightaway this time by. I saw your text, Jack. I saw you want Zig and Ferrari to get up there. We'll see what Zig can do. We'll hop on board with him and see what he does here on the front straightaway. Not close enough. He has the DRS, but he's just not going to push it. 7 laps to go in race 2 of the season, and it's the same two who finished 1-2 in the first race battling for this win. They also finished 1-2 in the championship last season, with Zig winning it all. Yeah, that sucks, Chalice. You had a good race going. I see you in the chat. That was an automatic P4 for you. Very unfortunate, but you know you have the pace. Yeti just got a 3-second time penalty, the first penalty of the race, shockingly. This is a very technical track, so that is honestly shocking. Shout out to all 10 of our viewers. You're in for a treat. We have 6 laps to go this time by. We have 2 of the best drivers I've ever seen on a sim racing league going at it. And Zig is there. This is his opportunity. Will he make a move into turn 1? He's coming with the run. Could we see him make a dive? Probably not. He looks, but thinks better of it. Kind of scared Clean a little bit. You saw the Mercedes bottom out. You see Zig kind of, when he backed out of that, kind of messed up his own corner. He has to regroup a little bit. This is going to be another all-time battle. And the race might end at 11:50 on the dot. And it's going to be something that we've been looking for. We've been looking for battles like this. This game has equalized the playing board, and it's still the 2 drivers who dominated last season. They're dominating again, and they're trying to see who could be the dominator. Could Zig win the second race in a second try, or could Clean get his first win on the new game, his first on the season? We'll see what happens. Zig is coming, though. See what happens. Zig is close. Zig opens the DRS. He's using the ERS. He's coming with a run at the start-finish line. He peeks out and goes to the inside, and Zig takes the lead back. How does Clean answer? He has the fresher tires, which will come alive towards the end of this race. Will he keep him in striking distance? Clean is there. He might be playing a game. Is he playing the game? I think he is. Possibly. He might be saving that ERS up, and he might be getting ready to use the DRS. We could have a side-by-side battle into the final corner if it plays out properly. Clean is trying to maybe play Zig's card. He's probably trying to play what Zig always does. Sit behind, wait for your opportunity, and toy with them. You see Clean coming with a run. The Mercedes has more straight line speed. The Ferrari has better cornering speed. The positions could swap again on the front straightaway. We're coming to 4 to go. Clean going to the outside before DRS is even open. Zig on the inside, but Clean breezes by and takes the lead back on the outside. See, we're on the nose cam of Zig through the S's, where, oh, and Clean got very loose. Four laps to go, coming to 3. Place your bets now. Will it be these two? Will these two come together? Could it be Icy? These two are just toying with each other. You know they are. They are both full on ERS. Those new tires for Clean could be coming into play as well. Zig had to use a tiny bit of his ERS. They're only about 2% to keep him within striking distance. We come to the little left-right hand chicane into the final corner. It's 3 to go. Clean doing everything. He wants to get this win. He wants to hold Zig back from breaking the all-time wins record. Zig doesn't, I don't even know if Zig knows that the all-time win record is on the line for him. You see both cars have so much pace. Through the middle sector. I had to reset my party, my fault. You saw Zig lock up the left front. We still are on 3 to go. Clean is gapping him a little bit. I know Jack might be in shambles right now, but I'm happy because that's my pick in the lead. What does Zig do? He's just losing a little time through the middle part of the racetrack. Zig has to get through this kink better. Oh, and he took more curb, which helped the entry, and he has a chance. It's 2 to go. He's coming with a run. Here he comes. Here he comes. He could dive. He could make the move. He's close enough, but not bold enough. He's going to have to make that move. He has to be close enough this time by. He has to make that move. That's where the DRS is. He has to be close enough to make it. Coming to the white flag. Yellow in the third sector. Looks like there's a Williams around. It is. It is Shout who messed up the chicane and allowed INF to get up to fourth. Big lockup from Zig, but look at the corner entry he got, but it absolutely killed the corner exit speed. He's going to have to give it his all, and I don't know if he's going to be able to battle Clean with the ERS that Clean has saved up. He's still there. I'm extremely shocked that Zig is that close. Zig's gonna have to be so aggressive into this corner. Clean takes it shallow. Zig is there. He's gonna be close enough to make a run into turn 1. This is where the race is gonna be won or lost. Here he comes. He's closing. He's closing. Will he make the move for the win? He goes to the inside. Clean gives him the room, but he backs out. Up into the S's. Zig gave it everything he had in turn 1 while keeping it clean and respectful. Is that all he has? Let's see Clean. What can he do? Can he hold on to win the race? Zig locks up the left front tire. Going to get a good exit, though. He could be close enough, and he could possibly get there if he's bold. I just don't know if it'll happen. Oh, Clean messed up a little bit through there. Zig carried a lot more speed. Clean's going to use his ERS on this straightaway, though, and push to pull away. see Zig with the straightaway speed, though, closing in. The win record is on the line. Look at how close Zig is. These two finished nose to tail last week. Could they do it again? They're going to do it again, but it's in the opposite positions. For the first time this season, it's Clean who conquers the racetrack and wins in Japan. Zig comes home second, and Icy's going to come home third and make it a double Ferrari podium. INF with a strong run from 10th all the way up to 4th. If he keeps it on the track, he'll be P4. Shout with the best result for a Williams since SP drove to P5 in Australia last season. It's going to be, and a contact there between Meso and Andre. Andre comes home 6th. Nice points for Williams. Meso 7th. Dave's going to come home P8, and Yeti gets 2 points. With the DNF for Chalice, only the top 9 gets their points. So, with that, I think now the championship is tied. Zig and Clean are tied at the top of the championship. So me and SP are 1-1 on our picks for this season. I picked Clean. He got it done. SP picked Zig last week. He got it done then. It's a double Ferrari podium, but Clean switched to the Mercedes team, and that's the first Mercedes win in 3 seasons. Here are our points finishers. Zig actually got the fastest lap. I thought it was Clean who stole the fastest lap. I think Zig now leads the championship actually by 1 point. But yeah. 3/10 separate the top 2 for the second week in a row. INF finishes 4th for the second week in a row. Last time he only did it by 3/1000ths of a second. This time he had a little breathing room. But yeah, I'm not going to do any interviews tonight. I don't have anyone to do them with me tonight. So, thank you everybody for tuning in to the Esports Racing Network. Congratulations to our podium finishers of Clean, Zig, and Icy. They put on a fantastic race here at Japan. Make sure you guys tune in next week to the Esports Racing Network, where we will have more wheel-to-wheel F1 Series action. Thank you guys. Once again, I've been your host, Luke Smith, and I will catch you guys then. Have a good one.